This prison has 2,000 guards, but only one single inmate. Yet, even with that kind of security, the very next day, the prisoner dug a tunnel and escaped through the ventilation system. Maybe he thought it wasn't thrilling enough, because after breaking out, he actually turned himself in again and demanded to be locked in a steel cell, 2 meters thick with not a single gap. Everyone thought this time he was truly trapped, but no one expected Lupin to use his prayer time to disguise himself as a priest and escape right under the police's noses. Helpless, they chained Lupin up with layers of iron and transported him to a remote island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. They even assigned top agent Jack to guard him personally. Now, even the world's greatest thief, Lupin III, had absolutely no way to escape. It drove him to despair, so he started a hunger strike. No matter how many meals Jack brought him, Lupin refused to eat a single bite, even as the food rotted away untouched. Watching Lupin's body grow weaker and weaker, Jack almost opened the cell door, but luckily he snapped back to his senses in time. A month later, Lupin had turned into a skeleton, collapsed on the ground unconscious. Jack panicked. He grabbed the key, ready to go in and save him. After all, this was the criminal he had spent his entire life chasing. But just as he was about to open the door, Jack froze. He remembered Lupin's brilliant mind. This had to be another one of his escape tricks. 2 days later, Lupin finally starved himself to death in his cell. Seeing this, Jack was heartbroken. He let down his guard completely and opened the cell door, but once inside, he realized Lupin's body was stretching, flattening into a painting on the wall. That's when Jack realized he had been fooled again. Lupin was standing perfectly fine at the doorway. It turned out he had used the leftover food from his hunger strike as paint, and his own hair as a brush. Every night while Jack slept, he painted an image of his dead body on the window wall. To Lupin, even the most perfect escape had to wait for the day the cell door was opened. When Jack learned the truth, he was furious. He demanded to know when Lupin had started planning all this. Lupin told him he had calculated every single step. From the very moment he was captured, and being locked up this long was all part of his revenge for the years Jack had spent chasing him. When he finished speaking, Lupin smiled triumphantly and locked Jack inside the prison instead.